everybody, it's Karen and Lee here with the Movie Guys, and we are sitting here at the Movie Guys Pictures, Pictures Mound. Sorry, I'm going to do that again. Hey everybody, it's Karen and Lee here with the Movie Guys. We're here at the Movie Guys Pictures Mound, and we are talking to Julie from 45 RPMs, right?
Yeah, good to be here.
Are you? No, wait, that sounds like a band. It's not Julie from 45 RPMs.
She's got such a cool haircut.
She has a movie called 45 RPMs.
She looks like she'd be a bass player in a band. So.
Right? Oh, if only I could play bass. That'd be so awesome.
You could be slapping the bass.
Yeah.
I think they say beat that dog. That's how you call it.
Beat the dog.
Beat the dogs when you play the bass. Karen?
Never heard of that. I've just heard of
okay.
slapping the bass.
Right. Yeah, see, I'm getting from off camera. I'm
the
confirmation.
It's the producer giving you the eyeball. But we are here at the Phoenix Film Festival in the Party Pavilion, which is a really good time. And we're very lucky right now because they're putting on some sort of kabuki makeup, so it's nice and chill.
And very quiet.
So you can tell us all about your movie. Now, Julie, you're here at the festival. Your movie, has it played yet, or is it playing? What's the deal?
Yeah, my feature film is one of the films that are in competition. So
Congratulations!
Yeah, cool, right?
Wow, well done. Yeah, Movie Guys applause for that.
That might be the first film person in contention that we've
First
had.
feature in contention in the Pictures Mound.
In the Pictures Mound. Ooh, I feel
strike one. Or, no, I'm not sure how that
strike.
works. Not strike.
That's
home run.
Home run.
Well, you don't pitch a home run.
I don't
God, I need to watch more sports. Jesus. This is embarrassing.
Julie, so tell us a little bit about your movie, and then we'll pick on you.
Sure. I made a narrative feature called 45 RPM, which is not about a band. It's specifically about a lot of music. Basically, it's a road movie about an artist and an obsessive record collector that goes searching for a record from the 1960s. So they're scouring the South trying to find a record recorded there years ago.
Is that because people don't know what records are anymore?
I've met so many people that don't really know much about records.
Well, you're what? You're like 12, 13? How old are you?
She does.
I'm 31.
Her parents had to tell her.
Okay, we'll edit that out. 31.
Yeah, we'll
never tell your age on camera. Yeah.
Whenever I saw the little necklace, because she has the necklace for those of you out there who are over 45, you will recognize that that's the little guy that goes in the inside of your 45.
The 45 adapter.
The adapter, so you can put it on your turntable, which is normally for 33, right?
33, yeah.
There's 33 and a half, there's 45s, and then 78s have like the...
I love
She's the professional.
Exactly.
But I'm explaining...
How long have I been on the planet? I don't know.
I don't know. But the thing is, if you looked at that, I would think kids nowadays will think that's some sort of satanic cult symbol.
It does look like a bat logo or a Superman logo.
Yeah.
Someone was
Check
like
it out.
throwing star. They were like throwing star?
Yeah, there we go.
I was like,
You're like,
record movie?
When I was a kid, I always thought that looked like the Superman logo. The 35 insert.
Oh, yeah.
Kind of looked like a Superman logo.
Well, I love the fact, going back to your actual movie, I love the fact that you are making a movie about something that people have seen movies about, road movies and that kind of thing. But I love the fact that you're bringing in the idea of someone having to go back looking for a record.
Exactly, and it's the tagline for the film is "Long Road to Lost Music," and so it's the idea that like if someone didn't love this music enough to like upgrade it to like tape and CD and MP3, it's trapped on that record.
You're right.
And you have to like find the physical record. You can't just download it on iTunes. And so I wanted to create this world and these characters that they have to go find this record for their own various reasons. And it's a fun adventure.
And now, if we don't get to see it at the festival, or if someone's missed it, where can they see it in the future?
So we're playing the Phoenix Film Festival. We're also playing the Kansas City Film Festival next week. We're still doing our festival tour, but hopefully soon-ish we're in talks to do digital distribution. So hopefully it'll be.
Congratulations!
Nice.
We're hoping for like a summer release because it's a summer movie. So fingers crossed.
Please tell us when that happens so that we can tell people and send the word out too, because we're always trying to encourage our people that watch our show to go and support all these indie films, because that's where a lot of this really great I believe theater, I almost said, movies about relationships and where things don't actually blow up all the time.
Nothing blows up in my movie. I'm sorry.
Except for music.
Except for love and hope.
Right? And love and peace and music. And
I'll take that explosion any day.
We have like over 40 tracks of garage rock in the film. So,
awesome.
Yeah, it's a big music movie.
I would like to ask, is this your first feature length?
It is my first feature length
and
film.
Real quick follow-up to that. what's it like making a road movie? Because as an independent filmmaker, that seems like the worst choice you could make.
It is totally the worst choice.
Right? I'd rather find something that takes place in my living room.
Right.
Yeah, and I think that was me being a naive first time, like feature filmmaker, was that, I love road movies, so I want to make one. Well, we're on a really tight budget, so it was a huge challenge, and I'm lucky that I had a crew that was just totally rocking it, and we just made it happen. And we also shot in my home state of Arkansas, so I did have quite a few resources to travel around the state. So.
And you don't have to get permits for anything
Not
there,
a
right?
single permit was needed.
No one's paying attention to anything.
If you go by with a camera, they just think it's some sort of weird-looking phone. They're like, whatever, I don't know.
You could pass it off as a phone.
Absolutely.
Oh no, the people people in Arkansas, not that many films get shot there, so people are super excited that you're there. Yeah.
Did they ask you if Brad Pitt's in your movie?
Oh, always. They were
Right?
what movie stars are in your movies? And I'm like, these are my movie stars. You don't recognize them, but that's okay.
And I say that
Not
only
yet.
half jokingly, but I was part of an independent film in San Diego, and the first question any pedestrian asked us as he's walking by, he's like, "Hey, Brad Pitt in there?" No, Brad Pitt's not in my movie. But did you get that question?
Yeah, we got him in a trailer in the back. It's like, no, sorry,
I'm asking. Did they ask for Brad Pitt?
not Brad Pitt.
Oh, okay.
But
Because that would have been. I was wondering.
Wouldn't that
Might
be
have been.
ironic?
we
Might have
got
been the same guy.
We got the Reese Witherspoon, Matthew McConaughey because we were shooting a couple months before Mud was shooting. So we
right.
did get that question, but
Did they do Mud in Arkansas?
they did. Yes, and a lot of my crew went and worked on Mud right after 45. So.
I love it. That's
Yeah.
great. That's very cool. Now, what exactly did you do in the movie? Did you write it as well as produce it?
I wrote, directed, produced, and animated. So I have
Oh,
quite a
is
few
that
hats. Oh, and I did art production. I did the production design, but I didn't even credit myself for that because, good grief, I don't need any more credits on my movie.
Well, you know what I
That's
think you
great.
do when you're an independent filmmaker and you have to wear all those hats. And one of the tropes of independent film is that you see the same name after every credit. And so I think the shortcut there is just to say a film by Juli Jackson, and then just assume I did most everything that you're going to see on the screen.
This
Oh,
is
that's
true.
a nice way to do that.
Yeah, and then you don't have to
Right.
bore people with credit after credit of Juli Jackson.
Right, but there were tons of other people that obviously worked very hard on the movie. I had an awesome music supervisor and a great cinematographer, so I lucked out.
With the music now, being that it's cost $1 billion, as we all know, to get any music that somebody else has made, did you call in favors from your friends and have music from people that
This
you
is
know?
a great question because you just
Yeah,
made a
yeah.
movie about music.
Music, yeah.
So you just went through the roof with licensing and clearance.
Yeah, basically what we did is, again, we were specifically seeking out smaller bands or bands that had either been popular at one time and had kind of fallen out of favor, and so we were really chasing that lost music. And the way we did that is, I think in indie film you always have to trade off between money and time, and
Yep.
we went for time, and basically it took us a long time, but we tracked down the music. All of the artists are associated with Arkansas and work, musicians that were working in Arkansas or were in Arkansas, and so we tracked down their music, saw if it was a fit for the film, contacted them. We individually went and contacted each musician. If they wrote the lyrics, we contacted them. If they didn't, we had to track down the person that wrote it. If they were on a label, we had to track down that label. If that label was
Julie, you're a
defunct,
crazy person.
yeah, if that label was defunct, we track them down.
So wait a minute.
And
Julie decided, I'm going to make my first feature film, so I'm going to make a road movie about music because that seems like the hardest thing to do. The only thing you messed up is you should have done it in space.
In space or inside of a casino.
Right?
did I mention that there's a bunch of hand-drawn, hand-painted animation in the film as well?
You might as well throw in animation. You've already done all this other crazy stuff.
I'm absolutely impressed and I can't wait to see it. When's it
Yeah.
showing here?
We screen tomorrow at 11:55. So
In the
get-
morning?
Oh, in the
Yeah.
morning.
Well, I'm sorry. That's way too early for me.
Well, you're missing out. You are missing.
No,
out.
it absolutely sounds like a wonderful
Yeah,
film, and as
I'm
a
gonna put that
first
down.
feature-length project, that is a hugely ambitious undertaking.
It is.
What have you done prior to? Were you a short master? Were you an animator? It sounds like you might have been an animator.
Actually, well, I went to film school and studied, film animation and some animation, but my major was film. My background is camera work, and I've DP'd 2 indie features, and I've
good.
done commercial work in LA and just whatever I could get. And basically, I wanted to. I don't know. I wanted to tell a story, and so I started writing a script without ever really thinking oh, I'm going to direct this. I didn't intend to really be a director, but I sort of fell
But then
into it. I fell into it.
At the same time as you're just being a writer. Yeah, we write our comedy shows. It's not hard to write a script. I love how she just went, I just wrote a script.
Well, I am curious about that. And
That's
this
so
is a question.
impressive.
This is a question I would like to ask a lot of writer directors is when you're writing the script, how much visually are you putting into the writing, because you're going to be directing this, right?
She didn't know she was directing it at first.
So to me,
I really wanted to shoot it. Strangely enough, I was like, I want to write a movie that I want to shoot. You know.
So visually, you would be writing your script, and so are you literally in your mind's eye looking at your shot composition and saying, okay,
Right.
this is going to be a pain in the ass, let's not do it, or this is easy.
Apparently, she likes challenges.
Because it sounds like the easy thing to do is just write a script and not have to worry about how it's going to be directed, and then you can pour as much time, energy, and love into just the writing, and go, this will be somebody else's problem. Let them figure out how to make a road movie out of this.
Well, to tell you the truth, I found out I had a really weird writing process. Like, I start with images. Like, I have a scene that plays out in my head, and I don't know the characters yet, but I have, like, I want this and this to happen, or I want the light to be this way, so I would build these little scenes and then start connecting the dots in between those scenes and kind of fleshing out the characters. And, you know, if I had a visual element that I really loved, I would be like, okay, what can I do to tie that through and make that a through line? Or, you know, so it's kind of backwards the way most people work, and that's okay, but that's how I wrote.
You know what? Your process works, and here's how I know it works. You're here with a movie made.
In competition.
In competition.
Feature length.
And that's really impressive, and that's really hard to do. I mean, we all have ideas, but to actually get them where you can take it, pick it up, and go, I made this.
Yeah.
Is
Movie
really
guys, high five
impressive.
on that one.
Yeah, that's
Right.
friggin' fierce.
Bring it
dude.
around the table. Good job. Karen,
All right.
high five for Julia.
High five, that's
Excellent.
right.
Thanks,
Oh,
guys.
it's actually Julie, but that's good.
Julie?
Yeah, you're making her Julia. This guy's giving her extra letters in her name.
That's okay. Someone at the Q&A today, they introduced me as Jill, and I was like, I can do Jill. Why not? Yeah.
I'm going to call you Adina Menzel. What do you
Adina
call-
Menzel, yes. That's what I hear when I see the name.
Yes. Nadim Zadim.
Adele
Dazeem. We're here with
Wait a
Adele
minute.
Dazeem.
Did you say it correctly?
Yeah.
It still sounded wrong to me. I still thought that was wrong. What is her name?
All right. It's now I'm not going to say it. It's Adina Menzel.
Adina Menzel.
Yeah.
Okay. And this is Julie.
This is not Adina Menzel.
Juli
this
Jackson.
is Juli Jackson. Are we made of a name? Oh, our producer's going to punch us later. That's all there is to it. But where can we go to your website? You must have a
Yes.
presence. You're a smart girl.
We are at 45rpmmovie.com.
Okay, good. So
we're
people
also,
can check that
yeah,
out.
we're also on, Facebook, Twitter, and Tumblr. So
Oh,
whatever
well-
your poison, pick it.
We'll hit you up on that later.
Awesome,
All right,
cool.
awesome. All right, so everybody, thank you, Julie, very much for being here with us. It looks like our model's face is completely covered in
Okay.
white paint of some kind. I'm not sure
She
where
looks
they're
like
going
she's ready
with
to
that.
go to war.
Yeah. Well, that's good because she was nice and quiet while you were doing your interview.
Yeah.
Awesome. All right, thank you, everybody. We're going to be staying here at the Pavilion doing the Movie Guys Pictures Mound, and we will see you again soon.
Thanks so much.